Hello, welcome to another episode of Houston. We have a podcast. On today's episode, we will be changing things up a little bit. Instead of our longer episodes and combining multiple segments, we're going to be switching off between reviewing some recent movies and then some of our other, fun game-like segments that we've been doing in the past. So on this episode specifically, we're going to focus on talking about new movies we've seen, reviewing new things. And with me, as always, is your co-host Paulo, and we also have first-time guest Mina. Mina, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome. So as we do, introducing first-time guests onto the show to help our audience get to know you, do you have a movie character and a movie that can help describe you as a person?
Oh, yeah, sure. So the movie character that I think describes me as a person is the Hulk. Specifically from Avengers 2. So the reason for this is the Hulk I see as like, a scientist, right? He's a doctor by training. I'm actually a researcher by training. So there's that part. And then he goes in and he saves the day and beats the crap out of Loki. So I like that part. And I like to imagine myself as like,
and
terms
because
movie,
you're always angry?
Yeah. Sorry, I left out that very key cornerstone piece. But yeah, the anger mixed with size. That is kind of me. And then, yeah. And the other parts of the movie that represents me, I would say the mummy because I'm Egyptian. So there's that. And also there is definitely the angry part because, spoiler, the guy, he's doing this all to kill everyone for no reason. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think he's angry. He's not nice.
No, he is angry.
Is he doing it for no reason? I feel like he has some justification.
Yeah, sure. There is
it's a revenge thing for him.
Yeah, that kind of, anger related.
Wait, actually no, but there's also like the love piece because of Anck-su-namun.
Yeah, that's true. Because he wants to bring her back. It's kind of romantic in a weird way. But still, I stick with all those things. They definitely kind of describe me.
Nice. Well,
cool.
You're definitely introducing yourself as an angry person, so we'll see how that lives on in the episode. All right, so the movies we're going to talk about. So I guess we each got something we've watched recently that we want to chat about. Paulo, how about you go first here?
Okay, I'll go first. So, you said we're going to be talking about new movies, but this is this came out in 2018. But I had never heard of it before I watched it on Netflix, and neither have you guys, so it counts. I watched The Domestics. I kind of stumbled across it on one of those nights where you don't know what to watch. But it's has Kate Bosworth and Tyler Hoechlin in it. I don't know anything that they're in, but basically, the movie is about it's like post-apocalyptic, and the main characters, the couple, are they're trying to make it across the U.S. to find her to find her parents because the lady's wife is worried because they haven't called in a while. But at the same time, there's the remaining people in the U.S. have turned into they've created gangs, and each gang has a different theme. So there's gamblers. It's all kind of obvious. They gamble and they kill people. And everyone kills each other. And the sheets, they wear bed sheets over their heads, so they look like ghosts. And then there's another gang that wears animal heads. I forget what that one's called, but yeah, they all have a very straight up theme, and they just all they're all dangerous. So basically it's about, I think there's meaning behind it, which I don't really know what it is, but I thought it was entertaining because there's a lot of I kind of divide it into different scenes and interactions in the movie. There's one with where they run into Lance Reddick, who what was he? It's what has he been in? Do you guys
He's
know?
from The Wire, right?
From the Wire, yeah, he was in The Wire.
Okay.
There's a movie specifically that I'm thinking of though. He's like always a side character
He's
in
the
every
guy in
movie.
John Wick who's in the hotel.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. The hotel concierge
Yeah.
in John Wick. So basically, there's like one sequence where they run into him and he like saves them, and he's like he kind of steals the movie in a bit because he's like very charismatic, and it's weird. He's like very chipper, even though like people are getting mowed down by machine guns around him, and he has like his son and his wife, and he's just like, oh, he's inviting these two people to dinner at his house, even though there's like gangs roaming around and killing everyone. And then it turns out I'm about to spoil some of it. Sorry,
That's fine.
whatever. No one's
No,
listening. Um, it turns so he treats them to dinner, and it's like a very nice family thing. And it turns out that he's a cannibal, and he's fed them like human meat. um, there's just like bits like that. I found entertaining morbidly in a morbid way. And there's I don't know what else to describe about the movie. Like there's a like a subplot or thing about the main characters where they're like having trouble with their relationship. But they're trying to like work through it because they have to work together to not die.
I've never seen
Yeah,
Lance Reddick play happy. He's always been like serious and angry in every role I've ever seen him in.
and like stoic.
Yeah.
or stoic, yeah. Yeah, no, it's like it was very weird to see him act in this role, but it was great. He was but then like he it's funny you mentioned that because he immediately after he turns into like angry and uh um just like how you're used to seeing him, because before they meet up with him, there's like a gang member that they like kill his friends, and then the member starts chasing, or he starts hunting them, the couple. And then when they have after they have dinner, the gang member finally catches up to them, and he like kills Lance Reddick's family in like the crossfire. So he blames the couple, and like he starts hunting them down, and he turns into the same Lance Reddick that we're used to.
I feel like that's one of those situations where like the casting kind of ruins the twist of a movie. I remember, I feel like it was like early 2010s. There was a movie called The Drop with Tom Hardy where he plays like a bartender, where it's like people make the money drop for the gangsters at the end of the night. And like the
Yeah.
big twist at the end is like he's actually a badass, and it's like of course he is. He's Tom Hardy, and like the whole time he's playing like just like the innocent bartender, but it's like no, you got to get someone else for that role.
I mean, I guess you could say that about Lance Reddick in this one, because like he seems off, especially after like at dinner when they're all like at his house. And I think I called it like as soon as they finished eating and they started talking about the food. I was like, okay, they ate people, because he's like, it's just he seems like a little what's the word, like it's like sneaky crazy, like it's coming. But yeah, but there's other stuff. Oh, it's super gory too. Like the action was pretty cool. And there's a cool sequence with the gambler gang where they're forced to play like Russian roulette, and they nail their hands to like a wooden to a gun stuck to a wooden board. So they have to like, and it points at each other, so they have to like shoot. It's like Russian roulette with the guns pointing at each other. That was pretty cool. I recommend for like some not mindless actually, because there is I can tell there are like themes that and like metaphors that with all these different gangs and like the relationship with the husband and the wife. But I mean, I think I was just watching it for surface value.
Speaking of like all the different gangs, how would it compare to like the 1970s Warriors movie? I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, it's only similar in that way with like the different theme gangs. There's no like I mean the similarity is the gangs and that in the themes, and that like the people are trying to get from point A to point B. but I mean, I think there's no other similarity there.
Also, by the way, another tidbit of information. So Tyler Hoechlin, I think you said you didn't know what else he's from. He's Superman in the
Nope.
Arrow universe.
What?
Yeah, so in like
Yeah.
the Supergirl TV show and like the Arrow, yeah, he's
Oh.
Superman.
Oh, because it's in a TV show.
Yeah.
That's why.
He's discount
That's why we
Superman.
How is Lance Reddick as like a happy, not like whenever I think of him, I think of like just yelling bullshit like all the time, like just always, you know, like
Is that in
yeah,
The
like
Wire?
from The Wire, he's like that's bullshit.
Oh, okay. I can see. I haven't seen The Wire either, so.
But he says it so good. He's like bullshit.
Yeah,
Just because his voice, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I
he's
recommend The Wire, by the way.
I will. I'll get to it eventually. But I mean, it's almost creepy, I guess, and I think that's the point.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's like perfect casting for like the twist you see coming.
Cool.
But enough about Lance Reddick. I don't know. Yeah, you guys should watch it. All of you listening too.
All right, Mina, what movie do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so movie that I picked was The Joker, the most recent one, which I guess it's not available on like Netflix or anything yet, to my knowledge. But
Not stream it for free.
Well, I mean,
or like download it.
Yeah, I guess you could do. I actually saw it in movie theaters like a little while ago, but I wanted to talk about that because
trouble.
Right. Yeah, or yeah, I mean, anyways, I'll not comment on that. Yeah, so yeah, the Joker, the most recent one with Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker. I thought, first of all, like he does an amazing job as a Joker, because you know, like if you've seen like Joaquin Phoenix and other things, like he definitely has this like kind of like twisted side to him. Or like, I mean, I remember the one time he was on a talk show where he trolled someone. He had like the big beard and he like hadn't showed up. Yeah. So I don't know, like it was when I first heard him being cast for that role, I thought it was like a little bit like interesting, and I think he totally delivered on that. So the Joker is really, I mean, I like it because it's a superhero movie, or I mean, it's supervillain in this case, and it's the backstory of the Joker, right, or his origins. But it really kind of like makes it very human in some sense. Like they show like the breaking down of like his personal character and how he went from being like a somewhat decent while crazy human being to a full blown like crazy like menace that like incites riot, right? And that progression it's really interesting. It's very human in some ways. Like it definitely relates to some things that we see in like this day and age, like mental health. You know, there's like a scene where there's like a counselor or social worker that he sees like every week, and she's not really doing much for him. She just asks like the same old questions, and he smokes so much. I don't know, Carson, if you've seen it, or like Paul, I guess you have because you laughed at that, but I think in every single scene he smokes a cigarette. Like I swear to God, that movie like took like 10 years off like Joaquin Phoenix's life just from cigarettes. Okay, now I'm rambling, but
so on that topic though,
Yeah.
so he recently played Jesus in a movie, with his wife, Rooney Mara, playing Mary Magdalene. Yeah, and so there's this one scene where he's like on the cross, and it's like between scenes or between takes, and there's like Rooney Mara is going up the cross, and he's like nailed to the cross, and she's giving him a cigarette, so that he can smoke between scenes, and it's just like Jesus smoking on the cross.
That's hilarious. Maybe that's not even improvised. It's just his natural character.
Yeah, that's
like
just
his
him.
natural
Deleted scene.
Like, Mr. Phoenix, can you please stop smoking? Like, don't tell me what to do. But yeah, no, I thought it was really good to kind of show that progression. And then I guess the thing that's also interesting is, so The Dark Knight is one of my like all-time favorite movies, which maybe it's a little bit cliche because it's a superhero movie, but to go from like the Joker, which is like exceptionally dark and like exceptionally personal, I would say. I mean, I don't want to kind of say the tidbits, but there's very personal things that happen to him which push him over the edge. And then when you watch The Dark Knight, you see that he's really like this kind of like, can I swear? Like I
Yeah.
think yeah, like he's this like batshit crazy guy that like really just wants to like incite chaos. Like you kind of like it justifies that. While it's definitely not part of the same series, like it does in my mind build a little bit of continuity. And The Dark Knight, while it is also a superhero movie, it's kind of like in the way I saw it is like a realistic way of portraying like a villain because the Joker has no superpowers, right? All he is crazy and he knows how to essentially manipulate people. And the fact that he's so crazy is really his superpower. It's the fact that he will like have no limit. And interestingly, in the Joker, the new one, you see all the things that he loses along the way, which really make him so at the end like he really doesn't have anything else to lose. I don't know. I thought that part was like that part of the movie was really interesting to me. It could definitely apply to like how some people unfortunately like fall to that in real life, although we don't really have those types of supervillains, of course. But
Yeah.
But the Dark Knight I do like more than the Joker. But one thing I like about the Joker more than the Dark Knight is exactly what you were saying. How you see him fail and you see him kind of get kicked to the curb, and like you see the reasons why he would do something mad. Whereas like in the Dark Knight, it's just kind of like I'm crazy and I'm gonna do crazy things. And it's like it's the same with Batman. It's like they keep going back to, oh, your parents got shot when you were a kid, but it's like, and now he's just punching people for like 40 years, and it's like you gotta fail at something so people see your motivation again. It's not just like you can't just keep relying back on that one incident.
yeah,
That actually kind of took me out of it though when I was watching Joker. Aside from the fact that it's just like miserable, like to see everything. But like I mentioned this on the podcast before, like um, being spoiled, I guess, by the Dark Knight and like that being my Joker, I guess, like the one that I easily identify. Okay, this is the Joker. When with seeing like everything happening in the Joker movie, it made me like question like how could this guy do all the things that he did in the Dark Knight, because it was like so calculated and so like meticulous and like to the point where it's complete almost impossible with like
Mhm.
the timing and everything. But I mean, like, don't get me wrong, the movie was great. Like, it could have they could have just called it like mental health and had no relation to that, and it would still would have been like amazing. But I don't know. I guess the Dark Knight has ruined me for any other portrayal of the Joker.
I don't know. For me, like I don't like that movies have to connect. Like I like them more individually,
Yeah.
and I hope they don't do a sequel on this one, which they probably definitely will, considering how many money they make. Um, but it's like I think DC at first they were starting to copy Marvel of like, oh, everything has to be connected. It's got to be this one big story. And now they've started what's called like DC Elseworlds, which is just like we're gonna have every movie just be its own thing, and we're just gonna say it's a parallel universe. And for me, I like that much better because you can just tell one really good story on its own and not have to worry about what the consequences of that are down the road. It's like tell your story, get in, get out. Don't worry about the long run.
So the lesson here is, kids, if you can't compete with Marvel, give up on what you're doing and do something else.
Maybe.
Maybe it could be. Which Joker did you guys like better? The Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger?
I mean, I like. I guess I
What about-
enjoyed Heath Ledger more.
Okay.
I mean, both like in terms of like in like fun and character wise, even though there's not really a backstory, which is also like a good thing because it's like there's the mystery around him. I mean, I still really liked the Joker or Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. It's just I was like, and I guess it was the point, but I was just uncomfortable like for 2 hours.
It's not a feel-good movie. You're right.
It's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah, for me it's so hard to compare because it's almost like they're not even the same character. And it's kind of an
Yeah.
unfair comparison because the Joker, that's a movie all to himself where he has a backstory, whereas like in The Dark Knight, Batman is the main character, and so that's where all the character development is, and he's just like a side character. So like I don't know if I really had to choose, I'd probably say Joaquin Phoenix is one, but it's like just because of the circumstances.
Right, good point. Yeah, they're difficult to compare. You're right. Although, yeah, I guess I like the Joaquin Phoenix type crazy over the Heath Ledger crazy.
Is it because
I
it's
don't know.
more real?
It seems more realistic. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that was kind of the point, right? Like,
Yeah.
whereas Heath Ledger's like, yeah, I mean, I like the fact that the Joker is super calculated in The Dark Knight, but at the same time, like, it is like that makes it unrealistic. And I don't know, I like the realistic aspect to the craziness. That just made it seem cooler to me. But maybe that's just that's personal.
The one thing I didn't really like was the whole "I have a medical condition that makes me laugh" card.
Yeah.
Like, if that does exist, sure, I'll buy into it, but it just felt like a little too much.
At least it wasn't a vat of chemicals that he fell into.
Yeah.
And to their credit, like, they used it well, like on the bus scene, and then like when he's in like the washroom. It's like, okay, they use it as a good plot device, so I kind of forgive it a bit. But the first time I heard it, I was like, oh my god.
So what do you think the unescapable sequel of Joker is going to be about?
It'll have to be an origin story on Batman, I guess, again.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they'll have him like kill Batman's parents.
That seems like the obvious thing, right? Like, somehow concoct a scheme to kill his parents.
It's just it's completely not the robber anymore, like the random robber guy.
Maybe he goes to university and learns how to become smarter because so his character can eventually become like he is in Dark Knight.
It's like the same thing over again. Like he's trying to make himself better, but then he just keeps like he gets expelled. He cheats on a test. Like a girl turns him down, then the downward slope again, and then he starts killing people.
Or it would be like the beginning of Batman Begins, but for the Joker, where it's like he gets tutelage by Liam Neeson, and it's like this is how you become a real villain.
Imagine, what if he was like he studied as what in the League of Shadows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a twist.
Carson, what have you seen?
Okay, so the movie I've seen recently is The Old Guard, which is a movie, a Netflix original, so a movie that Netflix produced. It is a movie about a team of super soldiers led by a famous actor or actress, Charlize Theron, told from the perspective of a new person joining the team, who is new to the super squad, and they fight a generic villain. And I'm going to contrast this movie to Six Underground, which is also a Netflix movie about a team of super soldiers led by a famous actor or actress, Ryan Reynolds, told from the perspective of a new person joining the team, and they go and fight a generic villain. So two very similar movies. Seems like Netflix is a little running out of ideas. But one of these movies I enjoyed, and one of these movies I had to turn off 3 times before I finished. The Old Guard is the better version of this. Six Underground was completely unbearable, and I actually do not remember what the end of the movie is, despite the fact that I know I did watch it this year. But yeah, so basically The Old Guard, it's around like Charlize Theron team of super soldiers that they can't die. They basically go around the world like trying to maintain world order or go on missions or something like that. The thing I liked about it is that they bring it into the storyline that these characters are over 1,000 years old, and so there's elements of like, what is it like to be alive for 1,000 years? Like, 2 of the characters on the team are in a relationship, and it's like, how do you maintain that passion for 1,000 years? And like, is that a positive or a negative? And then just like her associating people and not wanting to like have friends or like get to know people because of stuff that's happened in the past, as well as just like stuff like general stuff that they do with just the element of like being immortal and being a super soldier and all that. Like, I like what they did with it, and for that was enough for me to at least enjoy the generic rest of the plot. Whereas Six Underground, like, they really did nothing with the characters that made them likable at all. It was really just about like, let's have an action scene. And like the action scenes in Old Guard weren't phenomenal, but they were like, that wasn't the point of the movie. it was just enough to keep you entertained while you were learning more about the characters. Um, so overall, like decent. I like a half-hearted recommendation on it. Like in this
Decent.
quarantine,
That
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like way worse than that
I think it's because of
from your review.
this quarantine period where there's like nothing else going on. It's like, hey, a movie, like a new movie. Um, but yeah, so it's I'm kind of annoyed that Netflix is like running out of ideas and making the same movies over and again. But like at least the second movie they made of it is better than the first one.
Carson,
Um,
if you think Netflix is running out of ideas, you've clearly not watched Warrior Nun on Netflix,
I definitely
which
haven't.
I haven't either. But
Um,
I can tell from the title it's not like anything they've made.
but this is also going to next year. I was looking ahead at like the Netflix original movies that are coming out. And they have a movie called Gray Man, which is basically a travel around the world. Two famous actors face off like mano a mano against each other. It's like Chris Evans versus Ryan Gosling. And then later in the year, they have a movie called Red Notice, which is Ryan Reynolds and The Rock chasing each other around the world, going mano a mano. Like they're just
Maybe
like,
they're having like competitions with like the directors within Netflix. Like, okay, both of you have this premise, and now go. Let's see who makes it better.
yeah, I'd say they're trying to save money by just using the same script for two movies, but I think these are two of like their most expensive movies. So we'll see how that goes. At least Red Notice has Gal Gadot in it as well. So
All right, I'll watch that one.
uh,
What? So would a normal person like it? No, I mean like would.
Carlson's normal.
eh.
I mean like say a not mainstream like.
I'd
Is there
say it's
mainstream appeal where
definitely
we're gonna have like 4 of these movies?
So that's interesting because they actually do set it up for future movies, and I think it's based on graphic novels. And so
Oh.
there is like more stories that they have, and they do like leave the door open for that. Um, I feel like there could be some appeal to it, and I think it actually has been decently successful on Netflix in terms of views. Like they've had quite a bit, and so like there probably is sequel potential more so than Six Underground. I like if they come out with the second one, like I'd probably watch it if it's on Netflix and it's free and it's not costing me anything. Um, but no, like I think people would be entertained by it. Like there's the action's decent. Like Charlize Theron, late in career has like converted herself into an action star, and I think like she's pretty decent at it. Between like this and Atomic Blonde and a few other things. So yeah, she's solid. The rest of the cast is pretty generic, but it's enough to get by.
Who else is in it?
Guy, and then other guy. The only other person that I really knew from it was so the main girl who the story is told through as like the new member on the team. She was the female lead in If Beale Street Could Talk, which was a Oscar nominated movie from a year ago. So it's pretty different to see her as like this dramatic love story back in like the 60s and then now action hero. But like, yeah, she does okay.
Oh, Chiwetel Ejiofor
Oh, right,
is
him.
in it as
Yeah.
well.
He actually has a decent role.
I just looked it up, and I don't know any of these other names.
Yeah, the guy who plays the villains are really bad. He's like a CEO of a pharmacist company who wants to like kidnap them so he can like get their blood and make everyone immortal and sell it to them. And he's just like cartoonish social media CEO.
That sounds familiar. It sounds like something else, someone else.
It's a pretty generic idea.
No. What?
It's a pretty generic idea. I feel like it's not unreasonable
Yeah,
for someone else
like
to
trying
that.
to steal superhero blood and like make
like
everyone.
Hellboy, I think they
No,
do that, don't they?
No, not Megamind. What's it? Incredibles, the first one.
Right. If everyone's incredible, no one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But less violent, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess to wrap it up, my if you have Netflix and you're bored and you have 2 hours, sure, watch it.
I now have 2 completely opposite reviews of The Old Guard.
What was the other one?
I don't know. One that it wasn't this much detail, but apparently that it was like good. I don't even remember where I saw that from. I think it was like a YouTube video.
I wouldn't say it was bad. It's fine.
Okay.
The action was good, I suppose.
If you watch Six Underground first and then immediately Old Guard, you'll see all the things that it did right, and that Six Underground did poorly. So it'll make it better.
How about okay, between Extraction, which is another Netflix original, and The Old Guard?
I did not watch Extraction, so I could not say.
Oh, okay.
But I also
mean,
watched the trailer to Extraction, and I feel like that was enough for me to decide on The Old Guard and not the Extraction.
It's like watching. Have you ever seen Ong Bak or The Protector, like those Tony Jaa movies?
Those are decent.
It's but it's literally just watching action. Like that's why you watch them. That's
Yeah.
kind of like watching Extraction to like a lesser extent.
Yeah, if I'm watching a movie just for action, though, I feel like Tony Jaa can hold that down better than Chris Hemsworth can, though.
Well, yeah. But I mean, God love him. He tries.
All right. Well, those are 3 new movies that we've seen recently. I think we all sort of recommend the movies that we watched. We got The Joker. What was yours called again?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, The Domestics.
The Domestics and The Old Guard. So go ahead and check those out. Is Domestics on streaming service somewhere?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Joker seems like it's not yet, but I'm sure it'll be eventually. So check those out and let us know if you agree or disagree with our thoughts.
Oh, yeah, about that. Sorry, really quick. I wanted to shout out to our listeners because Carson, you showed me the data recently, and I was kind of blown away with how many people are actually listening. So that's it's pretty cool. And if you guys, I'm curious to hear if anyone is like actually listening or if maybe it's like all bots. But if you are out there, like comment on our Instagram or something or our Twitter, which we don't even use, but I'll read it if you do.
And what is our Instagram?
Our Instagram is at
it's our name.
It's at Houston We Have a Podcast.
Yes.
Not HWHAP. That's the Twitter, which doesn't matter.
Yes, I am also interested in having literally any random person from the internet who has listened to this show comment. If anyone gives us a recommendation on our Instagram of like an episode to do, we will totally do it. Just because why not?
You could even be on the podcast. Who knows?
That's true. We
I think
are virtual
tried
now.
This before early on, and no one ever answered. But we'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe people are bored enough in this quarantine that somebody will actually come on.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of our review episode. Hope you enjoyed it. As I mentioned before, we're splitting our episodes into review and our segment episodes. So stay tuned on our channel in the next week or two, and you'll see another a segment episode that we have coming up, and we hope you enjoy that too. Bye.
Bye.